I mentioned this as well earlier. I had intentionally not solved PYQ specifically for that period. I have attempted those questions in the last 20 to 30 days of the GATE exam was remaining.
Let's start this video with rapid tips.
Any smart hacks that you had done that put you above the other gate aspirants?
Actually, I think that the smart hack that I have done is I had followed a strategy. The strategy was to finish the paper in shift. First, I will solve the easy questions, then the lengthy one, then the difficult one.
What are some of the biggest lessons you learned from your full-length test that you have given?
The biggest lesson that I learned is that time management is extremely important when you are giving an examination.
Okay.
You should not do something like you are not getting a question, you will spend like 10 minutes behind that question. That is the wrong way to approach it. If you are not able to solve a question in at most 3 minutes, you should skip that question.
If you are preparing again now from scratch, from zero, what is the one thing that you would change?
I did not prepare for aptitude as such. That is why one negative marking that I have got was in the verbal aptitude. So if I were to start over again, I will put effort in verbal aptitude.
How was your daily routine?
6 a.m. I'll wake up. I'll prepare for about 1 hour and then I have to get ready to catch the train. 8:52 a.m. there is the train. I'll reach at around 10:30.
So it's 1 hour 30 minutes every day you're going by train?
Yeah, 1 hour 30 minutes one way journey.
Don't you think that you are wasting a lot of your valuable resource time here?
I used to prepare in the train itself. I have the PDFs in my phone.
From what time to what time is the college?
On average, it's about 4:30 to 5. After that, I have to catch the return train and I'll reach home at 6.
Okay, so you are in home at 6:30. Now what you will do?
I'll need to take a rest for some time for about an hour.
And you start your preparation from 7:30 to what time you will prepare?
7:30 to 10 and after dinner I'll prepare for about half an hour or 1 hour more and then go to sleep.
4-5 hours every day you are investing for studying.
Crazy
You
discipline.
can't ignore the fact that with the college hours, the teachers also teach. So you can't ignore the preparation that is going on during that time.
Crazy. So according to you, how many hours per day a person needs to minimum put for GATE exam?
I think it depends from person to person.
Did you also watch motivational video if you get demotivated?
No, I didn't watch any motivational video.
So what do you do then when you get demotivated?
Actually, I like problem solving. So I didn't feel getting demotivated in something I like to do. So
Your lowest full-length test score?
I think it was in the 60s.
60 was your lowest score. Crazy. Did you feel bad about it?
Actually, I had no expectation. As I had no expectation, it felt pretty good.
You are a man with no, negative kind of depressed feeling during your GATE preparation. Crazy. So in some exam for questions which you don't know, do you also like write stories in exams like us?
Some questions are there, but as there are options to select between questions, actually leave that question untouched as there are options to select between questions.
I am very clear that you prepare very well for your some exam.
Hi, if you're new here, I'm Rahuram Chanthrakumar, MTech alum of IIT Madras. Coming up next, Varnava Biswas reviews his complete preparation strategy step by step. But before that, if you are someone who is looking for quality coaching at affordable cost, I recommend GateWala as it is one of the most loved among students with many rankers from GWO in 2025.
And currently, summer bonus offers are on, hence GATE batches at 70% discounted price.
Do check it out. For additional 500 rupees discount, use code RAGHU500. Vijay GATE 2026 rank improvement batch P 5999. Parakram GATE 26 batch PI 7200. Parakram 2.0 GATE 2026 batch P 7200. Station 2.0 GATE 2027 batch 9400. Station 2.0 ESC plus GATE 2027 50999. Parakram 2.0 GATE 2026 PSUs plus Space Operations CS and IT 50999. Station GATE 2027 batch P Chemical 14999. I've also experienced Infinite Learning Infinity from PW offering GATE Kazana POQ books and more. Now let's move on to preparation strategy. Take a pen and note down. As this part I try to structure it step by step. Here are the 11 takeaways from his preparation strategy that any aspirants can use.
Let's start with the controversy about you. Have you watched this video of you made by one of GATE Institute?
Which video are you talking about?
हेलो एवरीवन, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अरे गजब ही हो गया। AIR-1 थर्ड ईयर का कोई बंदा अगर आया है तो ये तो मतलब हिस्ट्री क्रिएट किया है। और कोई थर्ड ईयर में अगर AIR-1 आता है तो सभी लोग जानते हैं कि वो एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी इंटेलिजेंट होगा।
How smart you are?
It's very difficult to answer that because
In your class, in schools and college, you might have known, no? Okay, so how much intelligent you are?
in my schools I used to stay in the top 3 almost every class. In my university I am one of the toppers. Actually, I'm second.
What was your CGPA?
I think it should be 9.5 by this point. I think that although it seems that I have done in my third year, that is the first year for giving GATE, but because I've started from the first year itself, you can say that it took about 3 years.
What is the first step that you had done for GATE?
Swarnava Biswas, after deciding to prepare GATE, he made a preparation timeline. He shared his entire preparation timeline with me. To keep this section concise and clear, I am sharing his preparation timeline in graphic representation with you all.
There must be some order, right? So I have to go in this order so that I can complete my syllabus. So how did you determine that order?
Yeah, for that order, in the first year I had electronic devices and basic electrical engineering. In the second year, there were the signals and systems. So I pretty much followed the curriculum that was present.
So what are the resources? Obviously, like you have followed this college, lecture note. Is it only your college notes?
Besides my college notes that I used to prepare for revision, I had taken physics wala Parakram batch, and for the PYQs, the previous years are there. And for
Previous
some
years are
concepts
there. Where?
in the
Where
GATE
it was
website,
there?
from the GATE website, I
Oh yeah,
got the previous
that.
years. And for some concepts, I used to follow the NPTEL videos.
Now, short notes. Did you also prepare short notes?
Well, I did not prepare short notes in that way, but when suppose I'm studying a subject from note, from there I used to scribble it in a rough sheet or a rough copy, because if we write something, it stays in our brain for longer time than if we just read.
True.
But those scribbles are not meant to be revisited later. They are not meant to be revisited later.
You have studied from the first year itself. So how did you revise and you are confident with all the subjects?
For the revision part, I had stated I was revising from the notes and the Gitopedias.
For your reference, Gatopedia is a resource provided by his coaching institute.
As it was very fast revision.
In a context like what does the Gatopedia has?
The Gatopedia has the summary of all the concepts, all the important concepts in that particular subject.
Third year, when you bought the course onwards, you started your revision.
Around November, December, all the notes were provided, and the Gatopedias were.
And in this process, I was also wondering, learning is one thing, but execution is another thing for some people. For most people, I would say, in that sense, you haven't given any test series, right? So how did you master it?
For your reference, Swarnava Biswas, for his GATE preparation, didn't bought any coaching institute's test series. He just utilized the free test series provided in GATE official website.
The previous year questions that the GATE website provides, from 2020 onwards, I have attempted those questions in the last 20 to 30 days. The GATE exam was remaining. I had kept those questions for that time. I had not attempted those questions earlier. I intentionally kept those questions for that time so that I can get an idea of how much I'm scoring and what rank I'm getting.
So you have given exam in the last 20 days, especially the GATE PYQs.
Actually, I had given PYQs from years before 2020 as well, but I am specifically mentioning that the last month of the examination, 30 days or 20 days before the examination, I had kept PYQs from 2020 onwards specifically for that period. I had intentionally not solved those questions earlier.
Now we will move on into the last 2 months strategy part. In the last 2 months, did you ever feel hard?
Actually, as I've mentioned already, that I didn't get demotivated as such because I like problem solving, and that's why I did not get demotivated as such. Yeah, if I do poorly in some mock test or something like that, I'll just refresh my mind and try to analyze my mistake. I'll try to analyze what I have done wrong.
So how did you analyze your exam?
So suppose I'm giving an exam and I face a difficult question. At that time, I will skip that question because I know that is difficult. I will do the easy questions first. I'll skip that question. But after, when I come to analyze that question, I'll search for its patterns. I'll search for the solution. I'll search for the pattern, what pattern this question is from, and what concept this question is from. I'll check whether I'm missing something from that concept or not. These things I used to do. After giving a lot of tests, I mentioned this as well earlier. After giving a lot of tests, I found that if the basics are clear, you can easily score 50 to 55 marks in that paper. So
basics in sense, are you mentioning about only conceptual clarity or like
concepts plus intuition? Study a concept very thoroughly, practicing some questions from those concepts, you will develop intuition, and that intuition will help in GATE extremely.
Give some tips on finishing the exam faster.
During the exam hour, suppose you have reached a question. You can spend some time, 10 to 20 seconds, in deciding whether that question is going to be easy or is going to be lengthy. And if I found that it is easy, then I will solve that immediately. And if I found that lengthy, I will keep it for the next shift. And I will solve the paper in multiple shifts. I'll first solve the easy questions. I'll then solve the medium questions, the lengthy questions, and then the difficult ones if there are any.
Okay.
You should not do something like you are not getting a question. You will spend like 10 minutes behind that question. That is the wrong wrong way to approach it. If you are not able to solve a question in at most 3 minutes or even 4 minutes, if it is extremely lengthy, you should skip that question.
Now give some tips on improving the accuracy.
On improving accuracy, you have to be in all your sense during the examination. I don't think there is any shortcut ways. In one question I faced during the examination, the moment I saw that question, my intuition was suggesting one answer, but when I analyzed it a little bit more, then it was just giving a wrong suggestion. My intuition was giving a wrong suggestion, and the answer is something else.
Okay, cool. Now some tips on handling exam nervousness.
During the examination, I did feel a bit nervous when I just received the paper in front of my screen. At that time, I just thought that there are just some questions available, and I like problem solving. So
Okay.
it is not going to be much hard. So I shifted concentration from my nervousness or anxiety, and I started enjoying solving those problems.
Also, what was your mindset in exam hall?
My mindset was not like that I have to get a very good rank. I was not expecting AIR1. I was expecting that I will be in top 100 before I gave the examination. After I gave the examination, I was expecting still under 50 or something like that. So my expectation wasn't much. And I think that played a big role in this result, because if I had a lot of expectation, nervousness would linger at some part at the back of my head.
After all of this, what was your next plan?
Basically, I gave this GATE examination to judge myself as of how good an engineer I am currently.
Why do you want to judge yourself?
The next thing I want to do is that I want to join a private company, and if the company allows it, I'll try to go for masters or PhD through the company.
I'm still curious. Why do you want to test yourself? Because you're already a topper in college.
Yeah, being a topper in college, it's just a university with
It
80
is like
people
a
in it.
university. Crazy. I got that context. That is university level. Now this is pan India level.
Now we understood Shwarnava's complete strategy. Now will be able to get good rank based on his guidance? Not necessary. I'm still surprised despite having a lot of resources on YouTube. Still the failure percentage is 85%. Because the reality, knowledge is one thing and taking action is another thing. Each year, aspirants start their preparation with high intensity, but after some time they lose motivation and they weren't able to be consistent. So how can we fix that? Recently, I studied all India rank ones of GATE, Civil Services, ESC from Tier 3 colleges who were an average student in college, but they completely transformed themselves into next version of themselves and got AR1 in respective exams. So how they made this change in their life? Check out this video where I had shared the evidence-based methods and apps of Tier 3 students who had completely changed their game and achieved AR1.
But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight.